Good morning, Community College of Rhode Island students, faculty, staff, and alumni. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Lexer Grandi. I'm the Director of Administration of the Knight Campus Student Government, and I'm also the Office Manager for the Unfiltered Lens newspaper. A lot has happened since our student government team took office in May, and I would like to address some of the issues at hand and ask you for your help. Some of you may have seen an email from Dr. Rosemary Costigan, CCRI's Vice President of Academic Affairs, regarding Professor Britton and the Knight Campus Observatory. While Dr. Costigan accuses people of sharing misinformation, her emails are themselves misinformation. Separate emails were sent to faculty and students, but both contain the same propaganda and attempts to deflect from the actual problems facing the college. The subject of the email reads, "Observatory open," all capital letters, "this summer." That begins at the administration's deflection from the issues at hand. Repeatedly, the college administration has pushed the narrative that the observatory is not closing. This is true. The problem is that this has not been an issue for quite some time. The fact that the observatory will remain open has been understood. By continuously addressing this non-issue, the administration is attempting to take your attention away from more legitimate problems surrounding the observatory. One of the first statements within the letter is the fact that $46,000 was spent to renovate the observatory. This is also true, however, it doesn't quite tell the whole story. However, the administration seems quite determined to cling to this, as if to say, look at this great thing we're doing. This, however, does not excuse their actions, no matter how much they would like it to. The email goes on to mention a grand opening event in July after the completion of these renovations. This goes along with the administration's narrative for the past month, in which they claim that the only reason the observatory has not been operating is due to these renovations. This is also untrue. The observatory was renovated in May and was fully operational at the start of the summer semester. The only task which was not completed was the installation of new countertops. This is due to the fact that during the original renovation, incorrect countertops were ordered. This has been the administration's loophole in promoting this narrative. While the observatory did not have the correct countertops, the contractors had given Professor Britton the green light to move the equipment back in and resume the observatory's normal operation. Some plywood was put in place as a temporary measure and would be replaced when the new countertops arrived. We have documented evidence of this. The true reason for the observatory's closure up to this point was Professor Britton's removal and the search for his replacement. However, the administration is content to use the supposed ongoing renovation to cover up their own actions. Dr. Costigan's email states that, quote, Associate Professor Britton will continue to oversee the operation of the observatory for classes and public outreach during the academic year as he has since he was hired in 2007, end quote. This still does not address the problem of him having been removed from the observatory. This statement, which the administration is happy to cling to, is a blatant attempt to comfort those upset by the situation without actually resolving the reason for people's discontent. Regardless of the fact that the administration never clarifies their meaning of oversee, Professor Britton has agreed to do no such thing, and nothing of the sort has ever been discussed with him. You may have also noticed the mention of Professor Britton utilizing the observatory for his classes. This is also false. While Professor Britton was told to ask security to open the observatory for him when needed, none of the summer session 1 classes ever saw the inside of the facility. The one time that Professor Britton attempted to bring a class out there, security was unable to find the key, and the facility was, therefore, inaccessible to him. This would also seem to undermine the administration's narrative that Professor Britton is still in some way active in the observatory's operation. I'm willing to bet his replacement certainly has his own key, however. The email goes on to state that, quote, another dedicated faculty member of our physics department will be assisting in implementing our schedule of open observation nights for the community this summer, end quote. This is important to note that Professor Britton is the only astronomer on all 4 campuses. This faculty member, as dedicated as he may be, is not nearly as qualified to run the observatory to the level in which Professor Britton is qualified. The statement reads that this other professor will be assisting with the open observatory's night schedule for the summer. That's a blatant lie. This professor will not be assisting. He's taking over, and this will not be for the summer. He's a permanent replacement. The administration has repeated their claim that Professor Britton was not removed from the observatory. They would like us to believe that he willingly stepped down. This is also a lie. Since this began, Professor Britton has only sought to retake his rightful position as the operator of the campus observatory. He has fought against their decision from the very beginning, as he did not step down voluntarily. The only decision that he made was in not accepting the administration's unreasonable terms with regard to his pay. In retaliation, the administration removed him and suspended all observatory operations. when Professor Britton posted an announcement to the college's Observatory page stating that all operation was, quote, suspended indefinitely, end quote, he was reprimanded for doing so. His posting was called inappropriate, even though it accurately described the situation in a very professional manner. The administration's actions have not ended there. Since this becoming public knowledge, Professor Britton has been blamed for rallying students and faculty against the administration. This is an insult to the intelligence and strength of will of the CCRI students, faculty, and community. I want to be clear that the student government approached Professor Britton regarding this situation, not the other way around. Blaming Professor Britton has served as a convenient means for the administration to once again deflect blame towards someone else, this time, instead of answering for their own inexcusable actions. The college administration has consistently been perpetuating this narrative of everyone receiving misinformation. Do not let these people play you for fools. The situation has been escalating daily, and we're ready to fight. I invite you all to join us in protest on Saturday, July 8th at 9 a.m. on the CCRI Warwick campus. This protest is our most recent step in the process, and rest assured we're not finished. We will not relent. If you are seeing this after the protest takes place, please reach out to us. You can reach us at sgnight@myccri.edu. That is sgknight@my.ccri.edu. Or you may visit our office anytime in room 1232 on the CCRI Warwick campus. Thank you for listening.